Hi guys, welcome back to 3 seconds math. In this video I want to tell you how to solve this problem in 3 seconds with no formulas. I'm sure 90% of you use the graph of inequalities or table of signs, but I recommend that you just do what I say. First, let me solve this problem in 3 seconds and I'll explain to you carefully. That's it. Alright, now let me tell you the trick. Look, this is the polynomial inequality is less than 0. And notice here we have to the power of 2. It means all positive. So I don't do anything with it. First, I want to find the x-intercepts. X equals the square root of 2. And here x equals the square root of 3 and the square root of negative square root of 3. Positive and negative square root of 3. And having this in mind that this is difference of squares, I mean a minus b times a plus b equals a squared minus b squared. X minus the square root of 3 times x plus the square root of 3, it equals x squared minus 3. I replace this with this polynomial. Then I want to graph these functions separately. Look, on xy axis. Square root of 2, this positive square root of 2, 3, and negative square root of 3. Okay, x squared minus 3. This is the graph of x squared. X squared minus 3, I shift by 3 values downward, I mean below the origin on y-axis. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. And this is something like this. The graph of x squared minus 3. X minus the square root of 2 cubed. X cubed is something like this. X minus the square root of 2, it means I shift by 2 units forward on x-axis. It is something like this. Now let me analyze the graphs. Okay? From negative infinity to negative square root of 3, the graph is positive. From negative square root of 3 to the square root of 3, I have negative values, okay? This part. And from the square root of 3 to infinity, I have positive value of y. But if you check the sign, I need less than 0. I mean negative values of y or negative y values. So this graph, I need this part. For the graph x minus the square root of 2 cubed, notice from negative infinity to square root of 2, I have negative y values. And from the square root of 2 to plus infinity or positive infinity, I have positive values of y or positive y values. So I need this part, okay? Look, I call this part A and this part B. If you remember the intersection sets property, okay, those elements which are common both to A and B. Look, these two graphs, and this part. So this part is common to both a and b. So from negative, the square root of 3 and the square root of 2. If you check the sign, this is less than 0, not less than or equal. So I use open interval notation. And this is my answer. All right, have a nice day.